Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let's start our session. Can you see my PPT?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Today we are starting Unit 2 of Managerial Accounting. Unit 2. In the title for Unit 2. Title of Unit 2 is Financial Statements. This is the title, and under financial statement, these are the topics today we will be covering. That is financial statement, meaning of financial statement, importance and objectives of financial statement. Now on Unit 2, numerical as well MCQs are expected from the examination point of view. Numerical question, that is a practical question, and MCQ. Even descriptive question can be framed on Unit 2. In addition to this meaning, importance and objectives, we will try to cover the format of financial statement also, so that once you are acquainted with the format of financial statement, then it will be little bit busy. Then it will be little bit easy to solve numerical. So that structure format also we will refer in today's session. And whenever I share a screen with you, you can have screenshot at your end. So that screenshot you can refer during your home study. What title you are seeing on the screen? Yes.
Meaning.
Meaning. Fine. So the meaning of financial statement. Financial statements are basically reports that depict financial and accounting information related to businesses. A company's management uses it to communicate with external stakeholders. And who are external stakeholders? These include shareholders, that is investors of company, shareholders, tax authorities, maybe state government, central government, maybe international body, tax authorities, regulatory bodies. There are regulators for business also. Can you name who are regulator of business? Anyone has idea of a regulator? What do you mean by regulator? A regulator means who has control over business. Regulator, it is a body or organization or a person who has control over business. Yes.
The managing director.
Regulator like your ROC, Register of Company, ROC. Okay. Because they have control over all businesses. ROC, Register of Companies. Without their commencement certificate, we cannot start our business. Because we are talking about the external shareholders. As you mentioned, managing director. Managing director is the internal stakeholder. Am I correct? Managing director is internal stakeholder. We are talking about external. Look at this line. External stakeholder. A company's management uses it to communicate with external shareholder stakeholders, and this includes shareholders, tax authorities, regulatory bodies. So ROC, Register of Companies. Then suppose if your company is public limited company, and if they have source equity share capital, so this equity share capital, it is being controlled. Who controls equity capital? Any idea? Public limited companies equity. Who controls? Whenever company sources capital from market, that is capital market, so there is a regulatory body which is known as, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello? So when company sources equity capital, that is a security market, then SEBI comes into picture. SEBI. So SEBI is the external stakeholder. SEBI. SEBI stands for Security Exchange Board of India. SEBI. ACBR. Security Exchange Board of India. So SEBI is the regulatory body. So likewise, in every market, there are some regulatory authorities. If you're talking about insurance, then IRDA is the regulatory authority. If you're talking about security market, SEBI is the regulatory authority. Regulatory authority means who has control over organizations. So these include shareholders, tax authorities, regulatory bodies, investors, creditors, etc. Now, can you name who are the investors of company? Investor. What do you mean by investor? A person who invests in business. They are called as an investor because they are investing in business by way of equity share, by way of debenture, by way of deposits. So these are all investors. Are you getting my explanation?
Yes, sir.
Fine. And then creditor. Creditor, this covers company supplier who supplies maybe raw material. They are called as a creditor. Not only raw material, but even bankers also. They are also creditor. Bank, we can take loan from bank. We can take a bank bank overdraft facility from the bank. So either loan or bank overdraft or maybe short-term loan. So this is nothing but the creditor. So creditor, it is a very vast term. Creditor, it is not only limited to the supply of raw material, but supply of fund also. Supply of raw material as well as supply of fund. So that covers creditor. So whenever you write a descriptive question, please remember my word. Whatever is possible and whatever you read, you listen, try to mention this explanation in your answer, so that the examiner will come to know that this particular guy has good amount of gravity about the subject. So read this meaning once again and take a screenshot of meaning of what? Financial statement. Meaning of financial statement. From these lines, one more word I would like to highlight over here. A company's management uses it to communicate with external stakeholders. External. So there are two stakeholders, external and internal. So external means outsiders. External means outsider. And what do you mean by stakeholder? By the way, hello everyone. What do you mean by stakeholder? If I ask you, what do you mean by stakeholder?
The person who holds the share of the company or who is investing in the business.
Yes, the other person who invests in our business, and a person who is having commendable position over business. A person who is having commendable position over business. They are called as the stakeholder because they are holding commendable position. They can have, according to their nature, they have command over a business. Say for example, external stakeholder, customer. Don't you think that even customer is also having commendable position over business? Of course, even customer also exercise some command over business. Say for example, if your product is not up to the mark, then what command he can exercise as a customer? Yes, please. Suppose if your product is not up to the mark, our company's product is not our external stakeholder. So what action he will exercise in regards to company? You are a customer, and if you do not like product of a particular company, how would you react to that company? He will go on purchase?
No, sir.
Then what he will do? As a customer, what he will do? Simply he will not buy product of that company. बराबर है ना? Am I correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Simply he will not buy that product. So that is known as stakeholder, who is having commanding position over company. Customer, if they do not like, they will reject your product. Immediately they will give that kind of reaction. तो उसको हम बोलते हैं stakeholder. Stakeholder का मतलब है a person who is having commandable position over business. Now another example, say investor. Investor is also external stakeholder. Suppose if company is not generating profit and the company is not able to pay interest or dividend to their investors. So what action a investor will do? What action will be initiated by investor?
Sir, equity shareholders, as they are owner, so they
Yeah.
have to take share in the profit or as well as loss, because even when they wind up, first preference is given to debtors, then to preference shareholders, and if
Yes.
something, then only equity shareholders. If nothing is left, then they have to take part in loss also.
Yes, being a equity shareholder, because they are treated as a owner of company. So owner will have to wait. So as you said that if you are equity shareholder, then they will have to have a patience, because if even if it is a loss, that loss will be borne by, as you are holding that. Suppose if you are holding one share, so your loss is limited to one share. If you are having 10 shares, so your loss is limited to that number of 10 shares and not more than that of. And suppose if you are a debenture holder, and if your company is not paying interest on time to debenture holder, so being a debenture holder, what action you will initiate? Because you are external stakeholder, so what action you will initiate?
So will
Being
you
a
please
debenture,
mention?
yes, yes.
So will you please repeat the
Yes,
question?
sorry. Suppose a person is debenture holder, and company is not in a position to pay interest to their debenture holders. So being a debenture holder, what action that person will initiate in regards to company? Follow my question?
Yeah, sir. So they
Yes,
can sue them for that. Like if they are not paying the debentures, then the winding up of the company, that process should be started, or they can give the reasons as per they are entering into the contract. So that may be mentioned during that when they enter into the contract. And it sometime it is also like cumulative interest is also paid. Like after, if not first year, then they would be paid after 2 or 3 years, 4 years.
correct. So
And yes, sir.
company may pay maybe after 2 or 3 years, because if it is a cumulative debentures, cumulative means if in earlier year, if company uh, is default to pay interest, so that interest will be accumulated, and then maybe next year it will be clear off. That you want to convey. Am I correct? So that is also possible. And suppose if it is an extreme situation, then your debenture holder may sell their debentures to other parties, and they will invest in some other company. If company is not paying on time interest, on time return, so this kind of action may be initiated by debenture holders. So in this meaning, the crux of meaning is financial statement. It is one of the device where we can communicate financial vibrations to our external stakeholders. Our financial vibrations can be communicated through financial statement. Financial vibrations like say profit, trend of profit, maybe uh, use of assets, then company's properties, company's liabilities. Each and every vibration can be communicated through financial statement. Even what kind of say fund flow our company is maintaining, whether company is in a having stable position in generating funds or it is unstable, and so on. Let's go to the next slide. I have taken a screenshot of this. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you taken?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, please take it a screenshot so that I can move to the next slide. May I go to next slide now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Importance. Now, importance of financial statement. Financial statements are important to investors. Now, this is in regard from the point of view investor. Financial statements are important to investors because they can provide enormous information about a company's revenue, expenses, profitability, debt load, and ability to meet its short-term and long-term financial obligation. So I'm sure that being an investor would like to know whether the company is having capacity to meet their short-term obligation as well as long-term obligation. So there are certain ratios. On the basis of ratio, this parameter can be checked out. So this ratio is not our study point for this semester subject. Maybe in the next semester we have financial management. That time we will learn what are the short-term obligation and what are the long-term obligation. So I will not make you confused. Right now you just remember that the company do have two kind of obligation: short-term and long-term obligation. So that obligation, whether company is able to meet or not, that can be checked out through financial statement. And as I read out that company's revenue, that is income, then company's expenses. So there you can have a relation, means income and expenses. And naturally, the income side should be higher and the expenses should be lower. Then only company will have profit. Vice versa, suppose if expenses are more and income is lower, then company may not have that profitability. Company is not profitability. We can stand that way. And then the other word, debt load, means it is a financial burden. Debt, loan. Debt, the similar word is loan. How much loan company is exposed to as compared to their assets. So that relation can be developed. So assets and liability. So which company will like having more assets or more liability? Any guess? Be as an investor, which company will prefer having more loan, having more liability, or having more assets and lower liability? Yes. Are you with me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am giving you options. Suppose in front of you there are two companies. One company having more assets and lower liability. Another company having less assets and more liability. So which company will prefer, first or second? Yes.
One which have more assets, sir, because liability means we are payables and it would increase, it will be loss for us.
Yes. Exactly. Liabilities means it is a payable one, and assets a company who is having more assets, so that company surely they can pay off their liabilities because they are having a good amount of cushion with them. Asset is nothing but the cushion, available cushion. So they can absorb, company can absorb. If there are some more expenses come or more cost come, that cost can be managed because the company is having sufficient amount of cushion. So we can say that asset is nothing but the cushion available. We can absorb that kind of impact. Now, after understanding meaning and importance, let us know objectives of financial statement. What are the objectives of financial statement? So objective number one, please take a screenshot of all these which I am sharing with you. Okay, have a screenshot with you. Objectives: providing information to the management of organization which is used for the purpose of planning, analysis, benchmarking, and decision making. So, company management, that is senior management, they would like to go for decision making. Maybe whether to buy this plant or go for hiring plant. So that kind of decision. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm audible, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Fine. So this second objective, it is from the all perspective, it is one of the important providing information to investors, promoter. So not only investor but promoter who has promoted company, debt provider like say your bankers and creditors with suppliers, which is used to enable them to rational and prudent decision regarding investment credit, etc. Whether to go with our business or not. So these things can be finalized on the basis of financial statement. Then third
Yes,
objective, yes,
Your slides are not visible.
PPT is not visible.
No, sir. No.
Okay, okay, just a second. Now, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Visible now.
Now visible. Okay. So I was trying to mention this objective, providing information to investor, promoter, and all other stakeholders, so that they can, it will be helpful for them regarding investment credit, etc. Then next objective, providing information to shareholders and public at large in case of listed company. So this is in case of listed company, that is public limited company. So this particular objective, it is not applicable to the sole proprietorship or partnership firm. So this is for listed company. Listed company means whose shares are listed on stock exchange. They are called as a listed company, about various aspects of an organization. Then the next objective, providing information about the economic resources of organization, claims to those resources, liabilities, and owner's equity, and how these resources and claims have undergone change over a period of time. So in every asset and liability, there would be a change in between two periods. In between two periods, there will be a change. So what is that change? That change can be highlighted with the help of financial statement. So this is one of the objectives why we to study financial statement. If you collect earlier 5 years financial statement,
This is not audible.
voice is not clear.
No, it's breaking. You're not audible.
Now it is audible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So after understanding meaning, importance, and objectives of financial statement, now what are the financial statement? What comes under financial statement? So it start with trading account. So I am showing you the trading account. It start with trading account. So trading account, it is the part of profit and loss account, and which discloses the result of trading operation carried out by company. So basically, trading account discloses the result of trading operation. Second point, trading account records all direct expenses as well direct income. All direct expenses and direct income is being recorded in trading account, and the final result of trading account is either to indicate gross profit or gross loss. Trading account will show you either gross profit or gross loss. Please take a screenshot of this trading account. And once I get signal from you, then I will move ahead. Have you taken screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, after understanding the meaning of trading account or objective of trading account, this is nothing but the objective of trading account. So I am sharing with you the format of trading account. Now look at the format of trading account. This is the title, trading account for the year ended 31st March. Whatever year is there, that year you can mention over here, maybe 2021 or 2020, 2019, and so on. Trading account for the year ended 31st March so and so year. So basically there are 4 columns: particular, amount, particulars, and amount. On left hand side, that is debit side, it starts with the opening stock. You have to mention opening stock of material, opening stock. Then in addition to that, if you are having current purchase, then purchase of raw material can be mentioned on debit side. Then if company has paid wages payment of wages or labor charges, so that is wages. So it is the part of trading account debit side. Then company might have paid for power and fuel to run their factory unit. So power is required. So such expenses are the part of trading account because it is involved with the operations. Then if your factory is on a rental basis, so naturally company will pay rent to the landlord. So factory rent. If it is office rent, then it is a part of profit and loss account. So purposely I have mentioned here factory rent. So factory, it is connected with the business operation, factory. And on the other side, that is on right hand side, that is known as credit side. So it starts with the sales. Sales means net sales. Sales minus sales return. So sales. And then closing stock. Closing stock, please remember, closing stock should be written on credit side of trading account. Take a screenshot of this PPT also. And then once you place these are some example of trading account. So please remember. Then you have to take the total of debit side as well as credit side. Suppose if your credit side total is higher and debit is lower, so the difference will be shown on debit side of trading account, showing gross profit, indicating gross profit. Vice versa, suppose if your debit is higher and credit side is low, means your income is lower and expenses are more, so there will be loss. So loss will be shown on credit side here, gross loss. So both things will not be there at same time. Either you will have gross profit or you will have gross loss. But this is a format, so that is why I'm showing both the ends, profit as well as loss, since it is format. Followed? Followed? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Good. Now, next one, profit and loss account. Now, what is the objective of preparation of profit and loss account? So, profit and loss account, this part discloses the final result of business operation. Final result. Now, trading account, which discloses the earlier part of business operation, and the profit and loss account discloses final part of business operation. It records all indirect expenses as well indirect income. So indirect expenses and indirect income is being recorded. Now voice is clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So profit and loss account records all indirect expenses and indirect income. Indirect expenses, as I told you, indirect expenses are those expenses which assist for production activity, which helps for production activity. They are called as indirect expenses. And the last objective, the final result, that is profit after tax. Either profit after tax will be shown or net loss. So either net profit or net loss will be indicated by profit and loss account. So this is the objective of profit and loss account. Let's see format of profit and loss account. So first you have to give the heading profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. Again, in profit and loss account, there will be 4 columns: particular, amount, particular, amount. These 4 columns will be prepared. Whenever you solve numerical on final account, please remember this format. And then whatever items are given, those items will be shown. Now in debit side, that is on the left hand side, as you see that some example, postage and telegram. So postage and telegram, it is not a part of production activity, but this helps for production activity. So that is why it is known as indirect expenses. So all indirect expenses are part of debit side of profit and loss account. So if you go through one by one, postage, telegram, traveling and conveyance, office rent, depreciation, advertisement expenses, bad debts are some example of profit and loss account. Maybe printing and stationery, because this is required to run your administrative activities, printing and stationery. You might have paid audit fee to your chartered accountant. So audit fee could be a point of profit and loss account debit side, and so on. On credit side, whatever gross profit we have received in trading account, that gross profit will be forwarded here. Gross profit, because gross profit we calculated in trading account, if you remember. Do you remember in earlier format we discussed gross profit of trading account? So the same gross profit is being carried over here in profit and loss account. Then if company has any other additional income, that will be added to their gross profit. So other income, maybe commission, maybe rent, or maybe interest from bank, whatever it is. I just mentioned other income. So vague word I have used over here. So other income which covers maybe commission, maybe interest, maybe dividend from other companies, etc. So that forms your other income. Then at the end, once you cover all this point, then we will take a total of this debit side as well as credit side. If debit side total is means expenses are lower and income is higher, then there will be net profit. Then there will be net profit. Vice versa. If your expenses are higher and your income is lower, then the company may incur loss, net loss. So net loss will be indicated. So either there will be net profit or net loss. So this way we prepare profit or loss account. So this is the format of profit or loss account. Now, once you arrived, suppose if you are arrived net profit, so this net profit will be transferred to the balance sheet, because next statement is balance sheet. So we go one by one. First we prepare trading account, then we prepare profit and loss account, and then we prepare balance sheet. If profit is there, then profit will be added to the capital in balance sheet. Vice versa. If there is loss, then loss will be deducted from capital of owner. If there is a loss, then loss will be minus, loss will be deducted from capital. And if profit is there, then naturally profit will enhance your capital. So your capital will be increased since there is a profit. Have you followed this point? The treatment of net profit or net loss, what is to be done? Followed?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. So if there is a profit, what is to be done? If there is a net profit, what is to be done? Yes, share me your response. If
It
net
will
profit,
it will add it to capital account.
yes, it will be added to the capital account, correct. And vice versa. If there is a net loss,
less than capital.
then it will be minus from capital. Your capital will be decreased in the other way. So that kind of treatment is given in regards to the profit and loss. So as you are giving me answer properly, so this kind of again MCQ multiple choice question can be framed on final account. And as you know, again because of this Omicron, I don't think that after university
The voice
will
is
be able
breaking.
to conduct offline examination. Again, voice is getting. So this time also, Savitribai Phule University will conduct online examination for this semester also. Because of this pandemic situation, this time also you have to prepare with the online examination. So if it is online examination, then numerical on final account, there is a dim possibility. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So there is a dim possibility that they could ask numerical on final account, but we will have a practice that how to prepare final account. Let them have examination at anywhere, but we have to prepare for that. But I'm just giving you the hint because of this again Omicron situation. That is why we started with the online classes. So if it is online examination, then preparation of final account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet is not possible. But whether you understood the meaning of balance sheet and profit and loss account, so from that point of view, you have to prepare yourself that how to prepare balance sheet, what treatment to be given for profit, what treatment to be given for net loss. So that way you have to prepare. So if you prepare yourself from the point of view final account, then I'm quite sure you can answer this kind of questions. Now, let's move ahead. The third statement of financial statement, it is balance sheet. So
Your
balance
voice is
sheet as on 31st March. Hello?
Your voice
Balance
is
sheet. Still it is breaking. Still.
yes, yes. There might be some connection problem at your place. Can you please just check it?
Yeah, I'm checking. So a balance sheet having 4 columns. Can you able to see my PPT on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So capital and liabilities amount, assets and properties amount. So these are the 4 columns, and I have mentioned few heads on both the sides. As you see, capital, that is nothing but the owner's contribution, capital. Then followed by capital, long-term liabilities, maybe long-term loan, financial assistance from a financial institution. Current liabilities such as creditors, outstanding expenses, bills payable are the example of current liability. So these things will be listed on capital and liabilities. On the other side, assets and properties, starting with fixed assets. So fixed asset amount will be written in the column, and from that fixed asset depreciation will be deducted, and then remaining amount will be written on outer column, that is the amount. Similarly for building also, machinery, furniture. So these are some example of fixed assets. And then followed by fixed assets, there could be a current assets. Examples of current assets are closing stock, sundry debtors, cash balance, bank balance, prepaid expenses are examples of current assets. So these all items will not be there maybe out of current assets, if there are 6 items, you will be given in examination which are the current assets. So can you give me the example of current assets? What comes under current assets? Yes. What comes under current assets?
Closing stock debtors,
Closing stock debtors, cash and bank balance, prepaid expenses, bills,
Advances.
bills receivable are the example of current assets. So please take a screenshot of this balance sheet. And today we have discussed that is meaning, importance, and objectives of financial statement. And we also discussed the format of trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay. Now, tomorrow we'll discuss adjustment. In final account, adjustment are also given. So that adjustment part we'll discuss tomorrow. So this was for today's session. I have a screenshot of all this information, and please go through it. Okay. So let's let's conclude today's session. We will meet in the next session.
Sir?
Thank you. Yes.
Sir, when we will get the notes and PPTs for Unit 1?
Unit 1, I showed you yesterday that you haven't taken a screenshot. If not, then maybe in tomorrow's session, again, I will show you the Unit 1 PPTs. You can have a screenshot while showing it. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
So tomorrow I will share surely Unit 1 all PPTs. Okay. So let's stop for today's session. Thank you all for attending session.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.